Hello everyone, I'm Dan and welcome to the Valley and Peak YouTube channel. In this Hilleberg special, we're taking a closer look at our range of Hilleberg tents and chatting through what makes them so special. But before we dive in, make sure to check out our full range of backpacking and expedition tents over on the Valley and Peak website. Let's take a quick look at the story behind Hilleberg, a name that's become almost legendary when it comes to tough, reliable tents. The company was started back in 1971 by Bo Hilleberg, a Swedish forester who loved spending time outdoors. Back then, pitching a tent in bad weather was a real pain. You had to set up the inner tent first, then throw the outer fly over it. Not ideal in heavy rain or snow. Working out of a small town in northern Sweden, Bo teamed up with his wife, who was a skilled seamstress, and together they created their first tent, the Keb. It was the first of its kind, and it laid the foundation for what became the Hilleberg approach. Smart design, serious durability, and a focus on real-world performance. Since then, Hilleberg has built a reputation for making some of the most dependable tents in the world. You'll see them everywhere, from Arctic expeditions to wild camping trips. It's still a family-run business, with Bo's children now continuing the legacy and keeping those same high standards. All of their tents are designed and tested in Sweden, and every single one is handmade in their factory in Estonia. The hands-on approach means incredible attention to detail and quality, and it's a big reason why Hilleberg tents are trusted in some of the harshest environments on the planet. When it comes to durability, they're often seen as the best tents in the world, built to last no matter where your adventure takes you. I've personally been using Hilleberg tents now for nearly 6 years, and they've never let me down. They've kept me safe on Arctic expeditions in Norway and through countless winter camps here in the UK. When the conditions get tough, Hilleberg is a brand I trust. They're the tents I reach for when I need something that's going to do the job, no questions asked. Yellow label tents are perfect if keeping your pack light is your top priority. They're made for snow-free months, sheltered spots or warmer climates. These are Hilleberg's lightest tents, designed for trips where every bit of weight matters. To get the lightest, you might have to trade off a little comfort and extra strength. All yellow label tents use the Curlon 1000 fabric, which is the lightest outer material Hilleberg offers. They have 9mm DAC NSL aluminium poles. Some poles are shorter or shaped differently to save weight, and in a few models the outer tent doesn't go all the way down to the floor. Ventilation is built right in, with mesh panels that stay open all the time to keep the air flowing. If you really want a light tent for easier conditions, the yellow label tents are a great pick. Red label tents are a solid choice if you want a strong, all-season tent that's still fairly lightweight. They're made for trips where you need good stability and durability, but don't want to carry extra weight. These tents are perfect if you don't need the extra toughness of a black label model, or if you're willing to trade a bit of strength and comfort to save a little bit of weight. All red label tents use the Curlon 1200 fabric, which is lighter but still tough for most conditions. They come with 9mm DAC NSL poles, and some poles might be shorter or shaped differently to cut down on weight. The outer tent always reaches to the ground, and there's at least one vent placed high up to improve airflow. Plus, all the mesh panels can be fully covered when needed. If you want a reliable, stable tent that's not too heavy, the red label range is a great pick. Black label tents are the best pick if your top priority is having the strongest, most reliable shelter for any season. These are Hilleberg's toughest and most versatile tents, built to handle trips anywhere in the weather at any time of the year. They're especially well suited for expedition use in extreme environments, including polar regions, where strength, durability and full protection are absolutely essential. Black Label tents use Kurlon 1800 fabric, Hilleberg's strongest lightweight material, and come with 10mm DAC NSL aluminium poles, all the same length to keep things simple. The outer tent goes all the way to the ground, and high-placed vents help keep snow out. All mesh panels can be fully covered for added protection. These tents are built to perform in the harshest conditions and trusted by experienced teams heading into some of the world's most demanding landscapes. The Hilleberg Soulo is the original GOAT, a true one-person tent fortress. It's built for solo adventurers who don't want to compromise on strength, protection or reliability. What makes the Soulo stand out is that it comes in both red label and black label versions. The red label Soulo gives you a solid all-season performance with a lighter weight, ideal for trips where you might face tough conditions but still want to keep your pack manageable. The Black Label Soulo, on the other hand, is built like a tank, designed for full-on expedition use, especially in the most demanding environments like high mountains or polar regions. What both versions have in common is that freestanding bomb-proof design that's made the Soulo legendary. It's incredibly stable, handles high winds and snow loads like a champ, and sets up easily almost anywhere. With its compact footprint, it fits where larger tents can't, and still gives you the confidence of a much bigger shelter. When it comes to the one-person tent fortresses, the Soulo has long set the standard. It's arguably the strongest solo tent on the planet and a go-to for serious adventurers who need gear they can trust, no matter what the forecast says. The Hilleberg Nallo 2 is a true classic, a legendary lightweight tent that's built for two, without cutting corners on strength or reliability. It's perfect for those who want top-tier performance without dragging around extra weight. The Nallo 2 is part of the red label range, meaning it's designed for all-season use but keeps things light enough for longer treks like bikepacking or ski tours, where every gram counts. Personally, this is my favourite two-person tent. It's such a workhorse, dependable, tough and incredibly versatile. It's strong enough to handle serious weather, wind, rain, even snow, yet light enough for fast and light missions. The tunnel design offers excellent space to weight efficiency, and the extended vestibule gives you room to stash your gear or cook in a pinch. It's the kind of tent you can rely on trip after trip, whether you're pushing into the hills or heading out on a multi-day expedition. When it comes to durable, all-season two-person tents with minimal weight and maximum performance, the Nallo 2 is really hard to beat. The Hilleberg Allak is one of the most versatile and dependable tents in the red label range. A fully freestanding, all-season shelter built to handle a wide range of conditions. It comes in both a two-person and a three-person version, making it a solid choice whether you're going solo with extra gear or sharing the space. Thanks to its dome design, it's easy to pitch anywhere, on rocks, snow or sand, without needing to rely on pegs. While it's not the lightest option out there, the Allak more than makes up for it with its stability, weather protection and all year round performance. It's a tough, reliable tent that's well suited to demanding trips where conditions can change quickly. With two doors and two vestibules, it offers great comfort and flexibility. Ideal for extended journeys or when you want a bit more room to spread out. If you're after a freestanding tent that offers serious strength, excellent protection and proven reliability, and you don't mind carrying a bit more weight, the Allak is a fantastic choice. The Hilleberg Nammatj 2 is a serious all-season tunnel tent, built for really tough conditions, long journeys and environments where failure simply is not an option. Part of their Black Label range, it's designed for the harshest terrain and weather, from high alpine regions to deep winter expeditions. While it's not the lightest tent out there, its strength to weight ratio is pretty outstanding, making it a favourite among serious adventurers. The Nammatj 2 has been proven on some of the most demanding expeditions in the world, including polar journeys. British explorer Louis Rudd used the Nammatj 2 during his solo crossing of Antarctica, travelling more than 900 miles in such extreme conditions that only the most reliable gear would do. That kind of real-world use speaks volumes about the tent's reliability and performance. Ideal for 2 people or for 1 person wanting extra room, it offers a strong, compact footprint with an extended vestibule for gear storage. Whether you're dealing with heavy snow, strong winds or remote terrain, the Nammatj 2 is a true workhorse. Trusted by professionals and built for anywhere on Earth. The Hilleberg Anaris is a really light and airy 2-person ridge tent. It's inspired by Hilleberg's very first tent, the Keb. This one's made for warm weather hikers and backpackers who like to use their trekking poles to pitch the tent. The Anaris has 2 separate vestibules, so you and your partner each get your own door and space for gear. Using trekking poles means less weight to carry, and the Anaris lets you use them instead of carrying extra tent poles. It's a nice setup from a tarp or simple mesh shelter, giving you comfort and protection of a proper Hilleberg tent. The outer tent is made from Kurlon 1000, a lightweight but strong fabric. The walls don't go all the way down to the ground, which helps keep air flowing all the time, and on really warm days you can roll back the outer doors to open the mesh inner tent for great ventilation. The Hilleberg Anaris belongs to the Yellow Label range. Now we come to the part of the video where we mention the elephant in the room, the price. Hillebergs are not cheap. They're a premium brand made for people heading out to some of the most extreme places on Earth. They are the strongest, designed to be the most reliable and toughest tents you can get. Built with top quality materials like tough, lightweight fabrics and ultra strong poles, they're made to handle everything from heavy snow and high winds to relentless rain. Every detail is carefully designed and tested to make sure the tents last for years, even in the harshest of conditions. That said, even though Hilleberg tents, especially those in the Black Label range, are incredibly strong, they're not indestructible. Nothing is truly bomb-proof. But when looked after properly, these tents will stand up to far more punishment than most others on the market. All Hilleberg tents are made in Europe, Estonia to be exact. Importing tents can add costs like custom fees, taxes and reseller licenses, so buying local isn't always cheaper. But Hilleberg focuses on smart problem solving, making gear that actually works in the field, not just something that looks good on paper. From the very start, their tents go through a rigorous testing. They use advanced CAD technology to design each model, then build prototypes that are tested in all kinds of weather throughout the year. Before any fabric is cut, it undergoes strict quality checks for colour, strength, waterproofness, weight and tear resistance. Once the tent is built, it goes through a thorough inspection. Everything from fabric and poles to the overall size is checked, with over 100 quality checkpoints to ensure it meets Hilleberg's high standards. This hands-on approach takes time and costs more, but it's what makes a Hilleberg tent so dependable. And when you consider a fully fledged expedition tent like the Nammatj, the price actually seems very reasonable compared to the huge costs these types of trips usually involve. So when you buy a Hilleberg, you're investing in a shelter that won't let you down when the weather turns nasty, and one that will be with you for countless adventures for years to come. It's not simply a purchase, it's more of an investment. And each Hilleberg tent that comes off the production line has a little name tag on the inside of the tent of the person who has hand-stitched and made the tent. This is a lovely little touch, and it makes the tent more personal. Okay, so don't forget to visit our website to explore our full range of Hilleberg tents. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. So this is our collection of Hilleberg tents. They are undoubtedly the best tents in the world. Now, if you're a Hilleberg user yourself, we'd love to hear your thoughts on Hilleberg in the comments below. Or if you're thinking about getting a Hilleberg for maybe an expedition you've got planned, please drop a comment in the comment section below. So I've been Dan, and this is the Valiant Pete YouTube channel, and thank you so much for watching.